everybody. We have some new changes to the studio. I got Jim, my next door neighbor. He's going to be on camera, doing the edits, video playback, stuff like that. A lot of the AV, audio-visual stuff. So hopefully he can make the show a little bit more palatable. Obviously, he can't make up for my mental defects, my autism, and ADD. So let's get into it. We've had a hot week of news. Iran and Israel going at it. Everyone's favorite autist, Greta Thunberg, getting kidnapped in Israel. Assassination attempts. The No Kings protest that happened over the weekend. The riots in LA. Riots in Portland, Seattle, basically throughout the country. So, saying my prayers, I was just going through some Instagram footage and came across a couple of gems that made me thank God that Donald Trump and the Republican Party is in office. Given their faults, foreign policy, economy, which has gotten better, the deficit still needs work, but the cultural shift that has taken place and what, thank God, we didn't get deeper into, unless you live in LA, New York, Oregon, that we're not getting exposure to. So let's get in it, right in it.
Absolutely nothing. History. Binary person voted into the vice president position.
So, DNC chair, they held a nomination, an election, as it were. Several people showed up. Several people were nominees. They had a list of rules to go through to elect their nominee, and this gentleman here, don't know his name, is going to basically lay down the framework of how the election's going to run for the DNC chair
Of the organization.
The rules specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules.
If you know what that means, get in the comments. Let me know. I don't have a degree in gender theory. None of this stuff, this is all foreign to me. All these pronouns, I guess, are how they refer to people. I don't know. But if you live in a liberal state and you're wondering why nothing can get done, if you're wondering why the railroad or the train, high-speed rail hasn't been built from San Francisco to Los Angeles, it's because of this stuff. It's because of this whole culture, this whole system the liberals have put in place to be inclusive. Now, you've noticed that they're not going over any merit-based qualifications. They're not going over any experience-based qualifications, no knowledge-based qualifications. It's all just how you identify. It's what you think of yourself. It's the emotional currency you have in the bank to pay to play. If you're black, non-binary, disabled, XXYYY, if you're any of those things, your emotional currency goes up. You have more in the bank to play. You can, if you have more emotional currency, if you experience this racial segregation, this transphobia, this ableism, guess what? DNC's got a spot for you. They don't care about your qualifications. They don't care about your experience, your knowledge. It doesn't matter. As long as you fall into any of these identity roles, you're qualified.
To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week. But I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent. The order of balloting is designed to ensure equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as one male and one female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot. Any candidate, male, female, and non-binary, can be elected on that ballot. After a candidate is elected on the first ballot, we'll have one officer of the three, so then we will know which position is filled.
Have you ever had like a party at your house with some close friends and someone recommends a new board game that no one's played before and you're going through the instructions, right? Or a card game that you know and you have to explain the rules to everybody. No one knows what the fuck you're talking about. No one knows how the rules are. No one knows how that board game is played. Even though the manual on the rule book is this thick. Is anyone else picking this up? Am I out in space here? Am I cosmic to think that this is the same line of logic? Nothing makes sense. You have to have rules, quotas to fill a DNC chair. We dodged, America and probably the rest of the world, because they follow suit, dodged a massive bullet. Figuratively and literally speaking, dodged a massive bullet. First by Trump, by the hand of God, not getting assassinated. And ultimately his election, him winning the election. Because if Kamala Harris were to get in office, you're qualified white Christian male applying for a federal job. Do you meet any of these identifiers? Filling out a college application, white Christian male. Do you meet any of these identifiers? Getting a job at a big corporation, applying to law school. Do you meet any of these identifiers?
Of the one male, one female, and one vice chair of any gender. Our second ballot would also be for a candidate of any gender. Then our third ballot will be the third position that is remaining based on the two results. Either a male candidate if a candidate that is not male has not been elected, or a female candidate if a female has not been elected.
The confused diatribe was mocked relentlessly by online commentators, with this person saying, DNC chair gets confused by his own party's rules for their gender balance provisions, has to hand over the mic to someone else who also can't explain it during leadership voting. This is absolutely insane. This party has learnt nothing. And this person agreed, saying, I was 40 minutes into the strangest SNL skit I had ever seen before I realized I was watching the DNC leadership elections. The DNC was blasted for...
This is a lose-lose for the American public. It does nothing for anybody to have one political party be at such a massive cultural deficit. No one speaks this language. This is not a popular, this is not what the American public wants. This has lost all its legs. But yet there's still promoting this kind of bullshit. Gender quotas, transgender quotas, racial quotas. This is 2025. Make this make sense for me.
Making every aspect of the event about gender, race, and sexuality.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention, like the 11 people who went.
Why? Why? Oh. Goes down the she's flexing her emotional currency. She's flexing her emotional bank account. Black woman. Okay? White male. You're in debt. You don't have the emotional currency to play ball.
Before me. Yes, I am speaking.
And this bizarre moment had people convinced the whole event was one big parody.
And we'll begin with the opening statements. Each candidate will have 30 seconds, and we'll start with Dr. Quintessa Hathaway.
Not a doctor. Doctor of education. Just like Joe Biden. Bullshit term. Made up. Garbage.
Good evening, everyone. It is my desire to be the next DNC.
Okay, I don't know if you guys could see at home, but these fake eyelashes, it looks like an ass of a chicken. It's just the trashiest, most ghetto ratchet look I've ever seen. Plus the fake nails. It's just beyond repulsive. Go ahead and press play, Jim.
Here over the last couple of days.
Oh! Okay. If any, I mean, how much grease and barbecue sauce, ketchup is just buried into these fingernails? You can only imagine.
You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on.
The chosen vice.
I was, again, if you're watching this for the first time, you may be confused. She had nothing pertinent to say as to why she's qualified, except some lyrics. I guess she was able to sing a little song. So I guess she's qualified for DNC chair. I don't know.
President was
And then this jackass. The only reason this dude is famous because he was caught in a horrific school shooting. That's his claim to fame. That's all he's done. He's a rabid socialist weirdo. He's a white male, which coincidentally is hated. I don't know how many points he scored with all the identifiers and what else nots and what have yous. But he's there in some capacity. He obviously won. He's getting kicked out now. But we'll see what he has to say.
David Hogg, a far-left anti-gun activist.
Yeah! Are you ready to go on the offense? Yeah! Are you ready to go on the offense? Yeah! We have to win back our young people. I am the only candidate in this race for any of these positions that is under 30. We had a 20-point shift to the right of our young people. We must show our young people we give a damn about them, that we support them, and we invest in them. I have raised over $11 million in the past year to support the future of our party, because I don't just tweet, I don't just talk the talk, I also walk the walk and I knock the knock in doors across the country. But I'm counting on you in this moment right now. I need your support. Please vote for me. Thank you so much.
Online commentators blasted the appointment, saying the DNC elected David Hogg, the human equivalent of a participation trophy, as co-chair to win the elusive youth vote.
Good-looking guy. But a lot of young people don't really pick up what these guys are putting down. It's a bunch of weird bullshit. That middle of America, they don't play these games. They don't play the gender, queer, ideology, trans bullshit game. The New York and Californias of the country, this is much more palatable to them, which is a very smaller and smaller crowd, as it turns out.
Because nothing says relatable and cool quite like a gangly, pasty love child of a soy latte and a man bun who looks like he'd shatter in a gentle breeze. The DNC event gave an interesting insight into the mindset of the Democrats following a thumping election loss last year. It seems they're still not getting it and blaming racism and misogyny for their defeat.
In this round, so I'm going to I have a show of hands. How many of you believe that racism and misogyny played a role in Vice President Harris's defeat?
So brave.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
not that she didn't have a primary.
This person slammed the inability to learn, saying, "At this point, we should just make J.D. Vance president in 2028. Forget an election, because these Democrats wouldn't stand a chance at winning, seeing as how they didn't learn their lesson on why they lost on the 5th of November.
I'm going to end it there, but thank God, right? This could have been America for the next 4 years. Unqualified, undesirable, unwanted, not popular. That could have been us. Say your prayers, like and subscribe. God bless America, everybody. Thank you.